I'm going to put up a vote real quick. You can vote to either do some end city raiding or begin working on flower crafting for hydrangeas and endoflames. Automated flower crafting or end city raiding. Let me know. Either one? Gotcha. So my pick. I have 50 levels. Is there anything you need from the end besides? Yes, I need purpur. So I need chorus fruit because I need to make iron rods so that I can do the living wood and living rock automation that I want to do with the iron rods. I also need an elytra so that I can make the flugel tiara. How many generating flowers are there? Yes, course roots to make my own farm. So I know how, I can't remember how big my flower crafting has to be. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Why? Oh, I was able to turn this on. This farm is technically automated because it's passive mushroom generation, small mushroom generation. So I was able to turn that on. We don't have one for cactus because cactus is actually in the steps for slime balls, and we don't have automated slime balls yet. So once I have slime ball crafting, the cactus farm will count for that. Because if you don't know, when you use a Narslimmus to harvest the mana from slimes, you don't get any drops. It just consumes the whole slime for mana. So we still need slime balls. I could do a whole nother slime farm if I wanted to, but cactus is free and renewable, so it's fine. It's very cheap mana cost. And this will be when we craft blaze powder. And our blaze farm isn't automated yet anyway, so that's not going to come until I'm mana positive. I'm doing mana generating flowers that produce far more than our 3 little piddly ones are doing. And trust me, they're really poor producers, so yeah. Alright, so looking at my to-do list, the things we need to figure out is where is flower crafting going for the 13 generating flowers, and where is runic altar crafting going? Both of these need large spaces. Because not only do we need to set up the automation for the petal apothecary, but we need to set up the water bucket filling station and a resource check on the petal crafting, the flower crafting. So we need to be able to turn the crafting off if it doesn't have all the resources it needs to make the flower. That way it doesn't fail in crafting by doing a craft when it doesn't have everything it needs. So those are all very large spaces that we're going to need. And my initial thought is to do it over here, to make space over. We can go up, which is fine. To do it on this side, to do flower and rune crafting over here. And over here would be more resources. So we've a lot of things that are items and blocks that aren't animals and crops, which is what we're kind of putting over here. And all the generating stuff will be below this layer, so we won't actually see it. It'll be down there in other spots, which is also why I made a stairway on the other side over there, exactly like the one here that goes off to the thermal lilies on that side. There was a stairway that goes down so that we can start putting some mana generating down there. But we can go up. So in this, yeah, I know, I'm kind of just figuring out what to do. In this side, we need living wood and living rock. They're relatively decent size living wood and living rock things. So I actually thought we'd do like living rock at this end and living wood at that end. And then this side would have access to going up and having more things up here. So nothing would be in this spot. This would be stairways leading up to other areas, which could be flower crafting and runic altar crafting. Runic altar crafting I will probably be using exactly the thing that I used in season 1 because I'm very proud of it. Probably be doing that again. So it needs a lot of room. The other thing that would be in the other side where we've got the stone gens and the orchid would be our auto crafting. So things that we need the crafty crates for, and when we do alchemy catalyst crafting and potentially doing the other catalyst. Why don't I remember catalyst? Conjuration, so the duping one. That would be on this side as well. Does that make sense? That's my hope, to plan that way. And yeah, over here we've got animal farms to do. So we need eggs and feathers and milk, and don't really need pigs. We didn't even have pigs in season 1, did we? And we have all of the crops. We're going to need chorus fruit. We're going to need pumpkins and melons. We're going to need a tree farm for wood, because the one we currently have is fueling the endoflames. Depends on what you plan to feed the Gormarillas. Good question. I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to give it really high hunger value foods, but I have no idea what our max hunger value foods are in this pack. And I think I just kind of, whatever I could make was what they got in season 1. I think ended up being baked potatoes and steak or something. Beef and pork chops. What about mana cookies? That would be quite the crafting. Hi, Silver. They don't work. Okay. So, yeah. Meat. So we would need to do meat. Oh, that's okay. This is my small starter farm. Okay. I have 50 levels. I do not want to go to the end and potentially die with 50 levels. So I think what I would really like to do is we could talk about a few things we need to figure out. So you say the Gormarillas, the foods that we have in this pack. Wish we could just do food. So we've got cooked chicken, that's 3. Cooked fish is 2.5. Cooked pork chops are 4. So then I bet steak is also 4. But we also have other mobs, and I'm not sure how to get those in Garden of Glass, but we've been getting bears. But there's like deer and turkeys. I just don't know how to get them in Garden of Glass, if they randomly gen from the cocoon or not. Baked potatoes are actually lower than the meat, so we need to keep that in mind. Pumpkin pie is 4. What about golden carrots? They're 3. So they must have just a high saturation value that isn't important for Gormorillus. Rabbit stew is 5. So that so far is higher than meat. Cooked mutton is 3. So steak and pork chops are 4. Steak and pork chops are 4 each. If we could craft harder stuff, rabbit stew, which we need to get rabbits, which yeah is a royal pain to get rabbits, period, but it's 5. You say only 5, but steak and pork chops are 4. So we're just kind of just looking at stuff right now. Beetroot soup is 3. Pumpkin pie is 4. Are the suspicious stews any good? I don't know. I've never done them. They're not in this. You have to think. Hang on. That's not one. That's 112. Yeah. We got mushroom and rabbit. So back to looking through here. I think that's all of the vanilla foods. I have, let me bring up the Gormorillus recipe is hunger squared times 70 is the amount of mana. So the hunger is the pork chop, the chop value. So we've got 1.5 squared times 70 is how much mana it will produce. So we want the most pork chops. The most meat pops. And I think Quark has a couple of foods added. Maybe not. Quark is not giving me anything here. Right at the end. There's the only food added by Botania are the mana cookies, which you said don't work. Chisel. Comforts. So then we've got, yeah, turkey, which is that's not worth considering. Venison is 4. If we could figure out how to get deer. Let me just jot it down. Excuse me, sorry. I think that's it. Yeah, I haven't seen them. I don't know if I can use the Cocoon of Caprice to spawn those animals, or if it'll only spawn vanilla. What do you give the deer to breed? I don't remember if they eat wheat or if they eat something else. Familiar fauna is the mod that the deer come from. Because there's deer, turkeys, bears. I think that's it. So if we were going by just numbers, our potential here would be steak, pork chops, pumpkin pie, or venison. And we need at least 2 of these. The easiest ones, of course, would be steak and pork chops. We could set up farms for those. The rabbits would be a little bit more difficult. However, once we got 2, we would just need, they eat carrots, right, to breed? Botania does the breeding for us. We wouldn't need to chase them down. Pumpkin pie isn't hard, you're right. We just need chickens and cows established. Deer is apple. Okay, good to know. Let me jot that down. Apple is the breeding. So that would probably be our limitation. We probably wouldn't be able to do deer because I don't plan on mass growing oak trees. So that kind of makes that a no. Oh, and you need a male and a female. That's right, because the familiar fauna has gender. Or rather, they have sex. Not that kind of sex. So, that's a good thought. You're right, pumpkin pie is not hard to get. We would just have to establish a few things. Steak, pork chops, maybe rabbit stew. Cake won't work because it has to be a dropped item, not a placed item. So cake won't work. And that's why there's a cake flour, because cakes won't work with the Gormarillas. The challenge if I did rabbit stew was I would have to craft... I'd have to craft bowls. I'd have to cook potatoes, have enough mushrooms, and the rabbit. So I mean, this would be a deeper crafting thing for later on down the line. But for 5 instead of 4, I mean, how much more is that? Let's math it. If we do 5 squared is 25 times 70. Versus 4 squared, which is 16 times 70. I didn't leave my calculator open. I can't do 25 times 70 in my head. So 25 times 70 is 1750. And 16 times 70 is 1120. Suspicious Stew is not in 112 modded, 112 Minecraft. So that's worth considering, because that's a decent number more than, yeah, we'd be getting a decent number. All right, you can come with me. All right, so we are now empty. We have 40 minutes or so. I'm calculating half the actual numbers. Oh, you're right. Each shank is worth 2. Just like hearts, each one is 2. I spaced that off. Yeah, so it'd be even more. 10 squared and versus 8 squared. Saturation does not count. Saturation is not included for the calculation. The equation is hunger squared times 70. I don't think we have enough time to do end city raiding because it's mobs and fighting and that slows me down. So what I might want to do is we could switch into creative mode and start placing the platforms for the slime farm and figuring out where the flower crafting is going to go. 7k mana for rabbit stew and 4480 for the 4-shank ones. Wow. See, it would be worth it to get rabbit stew crafting ultimately if we could. And I know you can get rabbits with the Cocoon of Caprice. I kept getting them a lot when my Shulk Me Not didn't do the when it ran out of popped coarse fruit. I was getting lots of rabbits. So all we need is rabbits in a cage with Botania. The Polydesiac, I think, is the one that does the breeding for you. Sure, the Gaia mana spreader moves a ton of mana before you put lenses on it. Why am I in this chest? Oh, this is my creative. This is my dump everything because we're going into creative mode chest. You don't have to dump your baubles. I don't tend to, but sometimes when I'm creative mode, I want to dump the creative stuff I have in my inventory, and if I forget to take stuff off, when I do /clear, I lose some things. That's kind of why my Mana Weave gear here has no enchants, because I accidentally did that, and I haven't enchanted these back up again. This is, I had to recraft my Mana Weave stuff. That's really it. So we're doing blue, purples, pinks, magentas on this wing. So what color should the slime platforms be? This is magenta. This is the metamorphic mesa. I think I did fungal over here. Yeah, the purple fungal stone. So what color should we do for those? Let's just grab some dirt because we're going to need to get down to the right level. Oh, we need the we need this guy. Hopefully we don't delete him. And let's turn you back on. So this is chunk number 1, and this is 40. Great, so too far away. That's 41. 40. Okay, so slime spawning is from 40 to 0. Is it 40 inclusive? Where things will spawn on 40, or is it 39? Actually, I'm thinking about it. We're standing, this block space we're standing in is 41, isn't it? We're standing on top of 40. So it would need to be here. Right? And then it's this one. All right. And this one, right? No. This one. Okay. So it's these 3 chunks. I will be changing this. I just want to create the line here so we can visualize. Can't visualize it when it's dark. Hello. All right. What do we want? Do we want it to be pink? It'd be kind of interesting to be a vibrant pink and then have the lime green slimes jumping around on it. And with chisel added, we have a lot of really pretty textures that we could do instead of just plain pink concrete. Valentine's blocks. We have Valentine's blocks. Oh my goodness. Stone and pink dye. We have access to those. So we could do the Valentine's blocks. Because I really like the pink tiles. Okay, so let me show you. And then I actually really like the studded. So the pink tiles look really nice. And then there's yeah, it's studded. And then we've of course got the concrete, which is darker pink. It's more Pepto-Bismol pink. I'm actually preferring the softer Valentine's block pinks. The markers are nice, but I probably would, because they don't connect. So we could use them to indicate the edges, the corners or something. I don't think I want a bunch of hearts. The cracks are okay, because this just kind of looks like it's a cobblestone type texture. And the other one is the hearts. Yeah. I don't want that. And I don't think I want the pink concrete. I really like the Valentine's block. So let's do, pardon me. Let's do the tiles. You think? What do you think? Tiles? These. No. And what light should we use? I don't want to put torches. I'd prefer to just potentially do... We could do glowstone or Bifrost glass. That... I'd have to make the Bifrost wand, but that would be fun. That would be fun. Because that gives off light. All the Botania glasses give off light. What did you say? It might not spawn on the glass, unlike glow. Will they spawn on glowstone? I thought glowstone, since glowstone was transparent, they don't spawn on that either. You know, a block... Oh, that doesn't give off light though, does it? And I was trying to see if Bifrost says what light level it gives off. And I'm not seeing it. But I know it does. We're gonna pull one in. I need to make the rod before we can actually use it. You would think I'd be able to have the blocks with... There they are. Okay. Alright, so what we're gonna do is break these torches and... It appears to produce more light than a torch. Probably the same light as a glowstone, which does more than a torch, doesn't it? That looks to be the same. Bifrost would be pretty. Okay, so in order to do Bifrost blocks, we need to make the rod. So let's go do that. I'm pretty sure I have the stuff that I can do that now. Let's get rid of you. And you. Alright, we're gonna trash those and those and those. These are the blocks we're gonna do. These will be in just the corners. And we'll get rid of that Bifrost block. We'll put our slime in a jar away, because we don't want to accidentally delete it. And Bifrost. We need... Oh, totally can do that. Okay, we could even do it while we're in creative mode, probably. Or a view. We need to go grab some ender pearls. And then dragonstone, which is diamond. Yes, I'm just gonna fly over there. 2, 2, 1. There we go. Now we have a Bifrost block. We have access to glass via our cobbleworks. So the way you make Bifrost blocks is you just craft it with whatever you need. Now we can make Alf glass because we have glass. We can turn it to mana glass. We can exchange it in the portal. So that's all accessible to us via survival mode. So that means we can use it in creative. That's my personal rule. You play how you want to play. So now that we have this, I'm going to go put it away because I don't want to lose it. We can just pull Bifrost blocks out of our creative inventory. But now that we have it, that's awesome. I'm going to delete this thing. Maybe not. There we go. So now we can do Bifrost blocks. And that would be pretty. Yes. Yes, it would. All right. And we are probably going to need to turn chunk boundaries back on temporarily just to create the outline for this area. And we'll figure out where we're going to put the light sources in a bit. Just need to delineate the corners. So here's the corners. Exclamation point there, Owen. Ugh, what the heck? So broken. Darn it. Stupid bot. I had to change bots and I'm not super happy about it, but my old bot stopped working, and it's simply because Streamlabs took over chatbot, and my old chatbot, when I reinstalled my hard drive, it just wouldn't work anymore. I'm bummed. I'm pretty sure that it could get it to work. I just didn't want to fight for it. So, unfortunately, I think... Oh, look at that! Our first slime! Yay! I might have to remove that command if I can't get it to do the math. All right. Now, I have never done a slime farm that isn't just a water drop, push them through water streams at the bottom layer into a killing area. Is there an efficient... Do the iron golems ever die that you have to replenish them? Or are they just to lure the slimes off the pads faster? Just to lure them. So... I'll have to think about that. Alright. It's time to figure out where these Bifrost blocks are going. But the slime does go much faster with golems. Good to know. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 2. True, they're an even number. That sign looks so bad, though. I went there. Ooh. Uh-huh. Great. Here? That looks right. That's quite tempting just to do that instead of having my glass be... I just would need to move this row over one. There. There we go. Those are our pads. Let's get rid of this one torch. And now there's no torches. Okay, so I'm gonna have to watch a video about where the iron golems need to go and how to set them up. And we have a bunch more layers to do all the way down to 0. Yeah. And then what central location do I want these guys to go? Now, we can have more than one Narslimmus here. I don't want to have a ton, but having more than one is probably a smart idea since there are 3 slime chunks. My first thought is to have one here at the bottom and have them come, the slimes come this way for these 2 sides. But where would we have the other ones? Where would optimal places be for the other ones? Would having another one maybe here and here? So, which way do the arrows go? Okay. So we'd have them going, whoop, there's another one spawned. We'd have them going that way to the middle, and then if we had one here, we could do that. So this side needs to pick a direction, and I think what I would do potentially is that. Have them go this way around the corner and have these go here. That's only one side. Yeah, they're going to be out here. There's going to be water streams out here. I'm just trying to figure out which way the water streams are going to flow. because you don't want them to die, but you want to keep them as big as possible. So there's going to be water at the bottom pushing them towards the Narslimmus, whichever direction I want them to go. So there, yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out which way the water stream, if the water stream ends here in the middle, and there's 2 directions there and 2 directions there. And then we could have another one doing this. That means we'd have 3 Narslimmus. I think 3 we could handle creating. So that would also mean that to help me with water, that I would want to make this a wall, have it so that there's nothing in this corner. It would be blocked off so that water would go that way, or water would come to here or go that way. So this spot right here would be the arrival point for eating slimes. Yeah. Does that make sense? Let's turn you off. So these are just here to give us idea of which direction the water streams are going to go down at the bottom. The challenge I have here is this is going to go 2 lengths to get in the middle, 2 lengths to get in the middle, and these are only 1. So what I think I might do, actually, the faster the better, is to have the Narslimmus. Let's get a green block. Let's just use you since you're there. Narslimmus here. Narslimmus here. Hi. And Narslimmus here. So that's 4 Narslimmus. Yeah. It's broken, Darkwing. I need to fix it. Yeah. 4 Narslimmus running every hour. It's not an expensive flower to make. Let's turn this off so I don't accidentally pick one up because I don't remember. I mean, the Rune of Autumn's the only one that we're kind of at a hesitancy with, and that's just because we need to automate a couple of things. So that's not a big deal, but we just need to do the automation before we can do more than manually getting them down here. I like that. And it looks like a heart! Minecraft heart for the win. Woot! Does that work? I think that'll work. I'm gonna do the rest of the building you know, between streams. I'll build the floors and watch about where the golems need to go and figure that out. So yeah. Woo. Not leaf collection. No. The what this will be is this. I'll need to make the conjuration catalyst and just dupe leaves. So I only need 1 to get started. Duping leaves. Yeah. Duping leaves, crafting fermented spider eyes, which means we need to get a sugarcane farm made. We already have a mushroom farm made. We're already getting spider eyes. And then we need to do one of 2 things for this. We need to do what I did in my season 1, which is placing dirt and having it have it change via vanilla spreading to get mycelium and dry grass. Or we can do the orchid tarum and but we need to do coarse dirt for that, I believe. So it'd probably be easier to do vanilla spreading for those to get that. And that is just a living wood avatar with the Rod of the Lands with a supply of mana. Placing dirt, piston pushing it over in a ribbon tape. We could upscale that more than I did in my season 1 if we need to, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to need to. How many flowers do we need the autumn rune for that are generating flowers? 2. And this one's going to take, they're nowhere near that yet. So for the autumn rune, yeah, the autumn rune is only really needed in the Narslimmus and the Dandelion, which uses all the runes possible. So we won't need a huge farm for those resources for the autumn rune. So I was going to do Gormorillus, but in a void world, this right now makes more sense. Because I, one, don't have the food farms made, and this I can do with even doing the resource gen. So that's the direction we're going to go. Let me write this down. Yep. There. What do we think? I mean, the amount of slimes that are just spawning on this one pad while we're here, and I think we're in range of the wrong side. Is this guy still, I mean, this guy is still going. I think slimes count as hostiles, right? I mean, we are going to reduce our count here. I'm not worried. I mean, again, it's a void world, so I'm not worried about the numbers here. That looks kind of cool, just a pink heart down there. Yep. I like. That's gonna be awesome. So let's put you back in here. I don't have a whole lot of room for other things in here at this. Yeah. Now it's just a placeholder. Oh, I have this on, so I can't just toss. Anything else I have more than one of in here that I can put this in? Nah. I just get rid of one of these things. Let's ditch you. Guess I really don't need torches in there. Oh, yeah. Anyway, this has been fun. So, what I'm going to attempt to do before Saturday's stream, dependent on my available time when I'm not working, is get the platforms built for the Narslimmus and watch the video for how to do with the iron golems so that I understand that. And if I have time beyond that, I will place the platforms for the areas for flower crafting and wherever I'm going to do the runic altar crafting, get the platforms in place so that next weekend we will go end city raiding for an elytra, end rods, coarse fruit. Shulker boxes would be nice. And then come back and do some more corporea and getting some more automation set up. Maybe our Narslimmus by next weekend. Who knows? So I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you back here next weekend. Take care, folks, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye!